Hey everyone, welcome back to Today Assets Report, your number one source for breaking crypto news and market insights that could change your financial future. If you're serious about understanding where XRP and Bitcoin are headed in 2026, then you absolutely need to hear what we're about to share with you today. This isn't just another prediction video, folks. What we're discussing right now could be the difference between catching the wave of a lifetime or watching from the sidelines as others build generational wealth. So make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, smash that notification bell, and let's dive into something that's going to blow your mind. We're talking about XRP's price prediction for 2026, and trust me when I say this, you're going to want to remember where you heard this first. The crypto market is moving at lightning speed right now, and the patterns we're seeing are absolutely incredible. Major institutional players are positioning themselves, regulatory clarity is finally emerging, and the technical indicators are painting a picture that very few people are actually paying attention to. But here at Today Assets Report, we don't miss a single detail, and we're about to break it all down for you in a way that makes perfect sense. The XRP situation right now is unlike anything we've seen in the past few years, and there's a very specific reason why savvy investors are paying extremely close attention to what's happening behind the scenes. For those of you who've been following the Ripple versus SEC case, you already know that this legal battle has been one of the most significant events in crypto history, and the resolution of this case has opened up doors that were previously locked shut for XRP. What we're witnessing right now is the aftermath of regulatory uncertainty finally lifting, and when that kind of weight gets removed from a major cryptocurrency, the market dynamics change completely. Institutional investors, who were sitting on the sidelines waiting for legal clarity, are now able to enter the market without the fear of regulatory repercussions. This isn't speculation, folks. This is exactly what happens when major financial institutions get the green light to start integrating a digital asset into their systems. The confidence level has shifted dramatically, and that confidence translates directly into price action over time. We're not just talking about retail investors buying up XRP on exchanges anymore. We're talking about banks, payment processors, and massive financial entities beginning to use XRP for its original intended purpose, which is cross-border payments and liquidity solutions. The partnerships that Ripple has been forming with banks and payment providers across Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and Latin America are not small deals. These are massive institutions that process billions of dollars in transactions every single day. As these partnerships mature and more volume flows through the network, the velocity and demand for XRP increases proportionally. Now let's talk about the technical side of things, because this is where things get really fascinating for anyone who understands chart patterns and market cycles. XRP has been consolidating in a very specific range for quite some time now, and what we're observing is a textbook accumulation phase that typically precedes major price movements. When you look at the weekly and monthly charts, you can see that smart money has been quietly building positions, while retail traders have been distracted by other shiny objects in the crypto space. This is classic market behavior, and it's something that happens over and over again in every market cycle. The big players don't announce their moves on social media. They don't create hype. They simply accumulate silently and wait for the right moment to let the market reflect the true value of what they've been buying. The support levels we've seen for XRP have been holding remarkably well, and every time there's a dip, it gets bought up almost immediately, which tells you that there's serious demand at these lower prices. The resistance levels that XRP needs to break through are clearly defined, and once those levels are breached with strong volume, we could see a rapid acceleration that catches most people completely off guard. This technical setup, combined with the fundamental developments we're seeing, creates a perfect storm for potential price appreciation. Here's something that most people don't fully understand about XRP and its utility in the real world, and this is crucial for predicting where the price could go by 2026. Ripple's technology isn't just some theoretical use case that might work someday. It's already being used by financial institutions around the world right now to settle cross-border transactions faster and cheaper than traditional methods. The more adoption that happens on the RippleNet network, the more demand there is for XRP as a bridge currency. This creates a fundamental value proposition that goes beyond just speculation and hype. When you have real-world utility driving demand, you have a completely different type of price foundation compared to cryptocurrencies that are purely speculative. By 2026, if even a fraction of global cross-border payments start flowing through RippleNet on a regular basis, the amount of XRP needed to facilitate that volume would be substantial, and that's where the supply and demand equation starts to work heavily in favor of price appreciation. We're talking about an industry worth trillions of dollars, and if XRP can capture even a small percentage of that market, the implications for price are massive. Let's also address the elephant in the room, which is Bitcoin's influence on the entire cryptocurrency market, because you simply cannot talk about XRP's future without acknowledging what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin has always been the market leader, the digital gold, the asset that institutional investors look at first when they're considering crypto exposure. When Bitcoin enters a bull market phase, it has a gravitational pull on the rest of the crypto market, and altcoins like XRP tend to follow with even more explosive percentage gains. We're currently seeing Bitcoin establishing new support levels and building the foundation for what many analysts believe could be another historic bull run. The halving cycles, the institutional adoption through ETFs, the macroeconomic factors driving investors toward hard assets, all of these elements are aligning in a way that suggests Bitcoin could reach price levels that seem almost unbelievable right now. When Bitcoin moves strongly upward, it creates a wealth effect throughout the entire crypto ecosystem. Investors who make profits on Bitcoin often rotate those profits into altcoins that they believe have more upside potential, and XRP is consistently one of the top choices for that rotation because of its established history, its liquidity, and its real-world use case. Now I want to get into some specific price targets and scenarios. But before I do that, I need to make something crystal clear. Nothing in the crypto market is guaranteed, and anyone who tells you they know exactly what's going to happen is either lying to you or they don't understand markets. What we do here at Today Assets Report is analyze probabilities, study historical patterns, examine fundamental factors, and give you our best educated assessment based on all available data. That being said, the scenarios we're about to discuss are based on real analysis, not just wild guesses or hopium. In a conservative scenario where regulatory clarity continues to improve, where Ripple's partnerships continue to expand at their current pace, and where Bitcoin enters a moderate bull market, we could realistically see XRP trading anywhere between $3 to $5 by the end of 2026. That might not sound as exciting as some of the predictions you'll hear from Moonboy YouTubers, but that would still represent a multiple of the current price and would put XRP at a market cap that's justified by its utility and adoption. In a more aggressive scenario where everything aligns perfectly, where crypto adoption accelerates faster than expected, where traditional finance really starts embracing digital assets at scale, and where XRP becomes a dominant player in cross-border payments, we could see prices ranging anywhere from $8 to $15 or potentially even higher. The key is understanding that these aren't random numbers pulled out of thin air. They're based on market cap analysis, adoption rates, and historical precedents from other cryptocurrencies that have experienced similar growth trajectories. So what should you do with this information? First, do not take anything I've said here as financial advice because I'm not your financial advisor and everyone's situation is different. What I can tell you is that education is your most valuable tool. Understanding the technology, the economics, the risks, and the opportunities puts you in a position to make informed decisions that align with your goals and risk tolerance. If you believe in XRP's potential, if you've done your research, if you understand what you're getting into, then having a position in XRP as part of a diversified portfolio could make sense, but only if you're prepared to hold through volatility, and only if you're investing money that you don't need for immediate expenses. The crypto market rewards patience and punishes panic, and the people who will benefit most from XRP's potential are those who position themselves now, stay informed, and maintain a long-term perspective through whatever market conditions we encounter between now and 2026. Don't say I didn't tell you, because everything we've discussed here today will be playing out in real time over the coming months and years, and those who paid attention and took appropriate action will be glad they did. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that here at Today Assets Report, we're committed to bringing you this kind of in-depth analysis on a regular basis. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment letting me know what you think about XRP's potential for 2026.